Okay, let's do one more problem. So suppose we have f of x equals 0.12x, representing the number of US dollars equivalent to x Chinese yuan, and the value, function g of x equals 9.14x, represents the number of Mexican pesos equivalent to x US dollars. So I've just kind of written these out again, labeling so we can understand what is our input. So for f of x, our input is the Chinese yuan, and the output is US dollars. And for g of x, the input is US dollars, and the output is Mexican pesos. So you can kind of see how US dollars helps form the chain. So we want to convert, if you look at part A, represent the number of Mexican pesos equivalent to X Chinese yuan. So our input is X Chinese yuan, and we kind of follow this chain, converting through US dollars, and we want to find the output in Mexican pesos. So we see that Chinese yuan is going to be our initial input. This is going to be our initial input. So we want to start with f of x. We want to start with f of x. So if we want to start with f of x, that means f of x has to be on the inside. F of x has to be on the inside, and then we're going to take g of f of x. Right? Why does this work? Because again, we want to start with the Chinese yuan. That's going to be our input, and we calculate our f of x. Our output is going to be US dollars. So we're going to get US dollars as our output, which will be fed as our input in to g of x. And then our final output will be Mexican pesos. So let's figure out what this is. For letter A, we do not have any values for this. We don't have any numbers. So we're just going to plug in f of x. So we're going to plug in f of x to g. So we're going to plug in this value right here, 0.012x into g of x. So instead of writing x here, we're going to write this. So we're going to get 9.14, and instead of writing x, this plugs into our machine. Right, we're taking g of 0.12x. So we're plugging in 9.14 times 0.12x. Okay, and then we just multiply that out. 9.14 times 0.12. Multiply that, so we get 8, 2, 18, 0, 4, 1, 9, add it up, 8, 6, 9, 10, and we have 1, 2, 3, whoa, it's off the chart. 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places to move. So 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. So we get 1.0968x. All right, so this will be our function to convert from an input of Chinese yuan. We'll follow the chain all the way and get an output of Mexican pesos. All right, that is g of, we'll call that g of f of x. All right, our input is going to be Chinese yuan, and our output will be Mexican pesos. So part B simply asks, all right, using this, let's find the value of Mexican pesos of an item that costs 15 Chinese yuan. So we just plug in what is g of f of 15. And luckily we already have this formula, not 1.0968 times 15. I could do that, but in the interest of time, I will just grab my handy dandy calculator. 1.0968 times 15, and we get 16.452. 16.452, so we get 16.452, or approximately, if you round it down, 16 pesos. And there we have it, another application of composition of functions.